Have you ever wanted to apply resin to paper? Well, today I'm going to show you how to do that. These are my own created resin and paper pieces that I turn into jewelry and other works of art. I discovered this process on my own, and you'll see it's not too difficult. Obviously, you want to start with your painting or your drawing or whatever you want to do, but it starts with the paper, of course. I'm using Arches watercolor paper, which is rough, textured. It's a heavy-duty paper, I would consider. It's a thicker than normal paper, and it was made with cotton. The more heavy-duty or thicker your paper is, the better it's going to take to the resin. I get asked a lot if I protect the paper before I pour the resin on it, and yes, I do. I use an acrylic UV spray on top of the finished pieces of paper, as you can see. I spray the whole thing a few times, which gives it a good coating. If you don't seal the paper first before applying resin, the resin will change the way the paper looks in the end. So you gotta do this step. This is what the pieces of paper look like before they get their resin coating. As you can see, you can kind of tell that it has the acrylic coating. I've placed the pieces of paper on a silicone mat, and then I am ready to apply the resin. I am using an epoxy resin instead of UV resin. You could use UV resin on paper pieces, and it could go a lot faster, I suppose. I just like to use epoxy resin. I apply the resin onto each piece, and then I go back and spread out the resin to the edges of the pieces. You kind of have to do this to make sure that there's an even coating. When working with epoxy resin, it is important to have personal protective equipment on. I am using a full-face respirator. You don't have to have it be like this, but as long as you're using a respirator mask, that's a good idea. I'm also wearing latex gloves. When you're working with the resin, make sure you're working in a place that is well ventilated and on a surface that is even and very clean of any dust or hair or anything. I have a plastic mat underneath my silicone mat and also wax paper underneath this. Wax paper is a good table protector or any kind of protection you need if the resin spills. After the resin is poured and spread out on each piece, you want to go back with a torch to get out the micro bubbles. Now, I'm not going to be able to get all the bubbles, but if I go pass by each piece with the torch a few times, it will guarantee that most of the bubbles will be out. I don't mind the little micro bubbles as it shows handiwork. I hope you enjoyed watching my process on how to make resin and paper.